Kevin Hart is at a Diddy party, and they made the mistake of putting the content online. So I'm about to show you some darkness, okay? So watch the video. You're about to see it's not a normal thing that's happening, okay? You have a girl in the bathtub. I'm trying to cover up as much as I can, and just watch what happens to the girl in the surrounded by water.
One of the most incendiary accusations to surface in recent years is a tape that purports to show Diddy and Oprah at parties engaging in really distressing behavior. These parties are allegedly meeting places for powerful individuals in the entertainment sector to engage in illicit activities, and more famous persons than Diddy are said to attend. Many people online have expressed horror at the mere notion that Oprah's name is connected to these tragedies.
You see what's going on there? You see the smoke? You see the smoke? Her is on fire. Kevin Hart finds it hilarious. He's laughing hard. So, when you hear that dodgy things are happening at these weddings, at these parties, really bad things are happening, and he's about to take down so many people from the videos from the parties are about to go to jail. Diddy is the Harvey Weinstein of hip-hop, according to some people. I'm not trying to get sued. So watch this space and see how many celebrities are going down because of this dude.
One of the most incendiary accusations to surface in recent years is a tape that purports to show Diddy and Oprah at parties engaging in really distressing behavior. These parties are allegedly meeting places for powerful individuals in the entertainment sector to engage in illicit activities, and more famous persons than Diddy are said to attend. Many people online have expressed horror at the mere notion that Oprah's name is connected to these tragedies.
To the after party and to the hotel lobby. They not gonna ruin their brand. They not gonna say nothing. Man, I was watching the other day. Listen to me. They did that. They on Channel 2 News here in New York. Gayle King and Nate and that other guy, they were talking about. They showed him beating Cassie, and they showed him the apology in the whole 9 yards. All they said is that we have commentary about that, but we got to go to a commercial. They never came back and said nothing about it. I was like, yo, damn. He still got power like that? Somebody still like him like that? Because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein. He was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it. How the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them.
In response to the issue, Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal said that Diddy wasn't acting alone. In an interview with The Art of Dialogue, Deal said that Diddy collaborated with influential people like Oprah. According to Deal, there is more to this connection than just friendship or causation. Oprah has taken a more active role in assisting Diddy in some of his illicit activities.
I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support them. Because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z. We the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff.
Deal continues by saying that Oprah and Diddy both helped create a network that exploited women and children. This raises serious concerns about how famous individuals can be supporting illegal conduct in the entertainment industry.
On federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male sex workers across state lines to take part in recorded sexual performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence. David Willis reports.
Comedian and podcast
Diddy's latest arrest has sparked inquiries about many other celebrities. Investigators have hinted that this fraud may be far more extensive and includes some well-known Hollywood personalities.
includes this complaint.
You watched Trump on The View from like 2015 when they all loved him?
Yeah, that's right.
Played that the other day?
It's fantastic.
It's nuts.
Yeah. They're all like
it's
being
nuts.
cute with him.
Yeah.
And,
How
he's
about
just like-
Oprah? Oprah was talking about her and Trump running together.
Yeah, I know.
And now now she's speaking to the DNC that he's a threat to democracy.
From the redwood forests, love those redwoods, to the Gulf Stream waters, I've seen racism and sexism and income inequality and division. I've not only seen it, at times I've been on the receiving end of it.
And she's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady,
Yeah, I know.
you're rich as fuck. Like, how is that equal? And also, when Michelle Obama was saying, I think she was saying her mother or grandmother was always suspicious of people who took more than they needed.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
you are
Yeah,
worth so
I know.
much money.
God, I'm kidding me.
That's
I
so
know.
crazy. And you did it on a civil servant's salary,
Yeah.
which is
As comedian and podcaster Joe Rogan has expressed his thoughts on this topic. Oprah's position was recently brought up by Rogan, who is renowned for his unvarnished comments. In an interview on his show, Rogan noted that Oprah's assertions and teasing remarks often get media coverage despite their lack of real substance. Rogan's larger crusade against influential individuals who, in his view, have undue influence on public opinion without experiencing repercussions includes this complaint. You watched Trump on The View from like 2015 when they all that's right.
And, more lately, Diddy.
The women would get super pissed off if The Rock was the president and Oprah was VP.
She's potentially next in line. That's not a bad thing.
A lot of people would want her to be president, Oprah to be the first female president, to counter, like the first celebrity president being Trump. Oprah counters that with the first female celebrity president. Bah! That's a big win.
Would The Rock be VP in that situation?
Tough to get The Rock to take a fucking back seat.
Yeah,
son.
I don't know about that.
As Rogers has pointed out, Oprah has a positive public image, but she has long been associated with troublemakers like Harvey Weinstein and more lately, Diddy.
To Diddy's parties and events so they might be mistreated.
In 2007, Oprah Winfrey opened up a boarding school in South Africa. The academy had salons and gyms in it. Allegations have surfaced that this school was a front for child trafficking. These girls would be allegedly groomed to be ready for sale. Oprah handpicked the young girls who attended her school based on physical appearance, but it wasn't long until word got out about what really the school was about. Turns out these young girls were being touched or broken in by one of the employees there to allegedly get them ready for clients. Authorities found out about it, and the employee was charged with 13 counts of getting inappropriate with kids. Turns out at least 6 girls aged 13 to 15 were allegedly systematically and ritualistically targeted. Oprah went on record saying she was going to look at the situation, but after her investigation, the employee was cleared of any wrongdoing, and some allege Oprah had a hand in trying to cover it up. But these incidents continue to rock the school, including a newborn baby being found unalived at the school, which
If this inquiry reveals a clandestine network of corruption and exploitation among some of the most powerful individuals in the industry, the public's perception of celebrity influence may be put into doubt. Among the most shocking allegations to emerge from this affair are claims that Oprah participated in the grooming of young girls for Diddy. Federal officials are reportedly investigating the possibility that Oprah assisted in bringing vulnerable individuals to Diddy's parties and events so they might be mistreated.
Treatment by personnel. But Oprah has never had a direct hand in anything. If the new claims that she is involved with Diddy's grooming habits turn out to be accurate, her image would be irreparably ruined and years of charitable work would be called into question.
I got passed by Oprah. Oprah has a house in Montecito. I passed by the house like, that is a ridiculous house for a person. It's like a giant lawn, $50 million house, a fucking huge estate. It's a castle. She's a queen. You don't want that. Like, fuck her. My house is 250 grand. What the fuck is she doing with that 50 million? And that's not even a house she lives in. She just visits that like once a year. Takes a shit there, has someone cook for her, takes a nap, gets up,
Stirs an animal.
These charges are especially damaging because of Oprah's long history of advocating for victims of abuse and her establishment of a South African girls' organization aimed at empowering young women from disadvantaged backgrounds. The school has previously had issues including allegations of mistreatment by personnel, but Oprah has never had a direct hand in anything. If new claims that she is involved with Diddy's grooming habits turn out to be accurate, her image would be irreparably ruined and years of charitable work would be called into question.
Marginalized communities.
Canceling their interviews because they don't want to get blacklisted by Oprah. Who wants to be on the wrong side of Oprah in Hollywood? Who wants to be on the wrong side of Tyler Perry in Hollywood? Who wants to be on the wrong side of Steve Harvey in Hollywood? And as a result of that, Shannon Sharpe, here's what I think. I don't think they could cancel Shannon Sharpe. You know why? He's too popular everyday black people. Shannon Sharpe's audience is amongst the people in the community. Don't get me wrong. Shannon Sharpe is bougie. He's not about the grassroots struggle. If he was, he would date black women, and he doesn't. So Shannon Sharpe is not no freedom fighter. Don't get me wrong. But his audience is the everyday black community. So how can Oprah cancel that? How can Tyler cancel that? They can stop him from getting A-list interviews. Oh, you can believe that. They're going to stop him from getting A-list interviews. But I don't think they can stop the momentum of his platform. Congrats to my brother. I like to see black men do well. Shannon Sharpe has one of the more popular platforms. You have one of the more popular platforms. He's going to continue to grow, and I want to continue to see that. And to be honest with you, my advice for Shannon Sharpe, after I tell him he needs to date black women, my advice for Shannon Sharpe, embrace the role as boogeyman. If they want to label Shannon Sharpe the Hollywood boogeyman, embrace it. If I was Shannon Sharpe, I'm not complaining. Oprah, Tyler, DL, Steve, y'all want to make me the Hollywood boogeyman, the black entertainment elite boogeyman? So be it. I'm bringing everybody on here who want to expose y'all secrets since y'all want to get down like that. But you do got to be careful though, Art, because you know they play dirty at that level. They play dirty at that level. Oprah, she's in them circles. Tyler, he's probably in them circles. Steve Harvey, he's almost in them circles. So he's still got to be safe because he don't want this to turn into something that he can't control.
Comedian
Dr. Omar Johnson, a social activist and psychologist renowned for his frank views on race and power dynamics, has also spoken out about the Oprah affair. Dr. Omar has expressed his worries on Oprah's connections to powerful individuals like Diddy and Harvey Weinstein, who have been implicated in wrongdoing. Dr. Omar's comments have fueled a continuing debate over the role of celebrity advocacy and the use of platforms by well-known individuals. He said that Oprah has a history of being linked to those who misuse their power to harm others despite her public persona of encouraging and aiding marginalized communities.
Oprah, she's a little bit older. She has to be in tune with the young ones out there, with the younger generation. They want to see happy. They want to see color. They want to see positivity. They want to see black excellence. They want to see them achieving things. They don't want to see themselves repressed in that mommy role. Not at all. And that is, I think, where the situation is. They consider her a handler for the higher elites. And Kat has been calling her out. Now I'm finding out for years.
It's gonna be in a dimension it's never been.
Yeah, it's gonna be
the greatest thing floating in 2024. Mark the words. No way. in a whole different realm of business. Oprah coming next.
The thing for me is that I don't think you can destroy somebody who's not afraid. Kat is not afraid. Kat does not rely on Hollywood for anything. He is self-funded. If he never works in Hollywood again, he doesn't care. I think this bomb was the perfect storm. I'm talking about Kat Williams, the Kat Williams interview. I think it was the perfect storm. And sometimes you don't see it coming for you. Motion, when you started with a film that basically the America didn't want, Black America did not want. Now, yesterday I had told you how I felt about the whole thing. I felt that the film was derailed because there were so many complaints that were justified.
We were doing rehearsal and they put us all in the same space. Like we didn't have our own dressing rooms at the time. And
Comedian Kat Williams has long been a critic of Hollywood, often pointing to Diddy's parties and Oprah's connections with polarizing individuals. Williams has been open about how Hollywood's elite behave in ways that are well known inside the industry but invisible to the outside world.
I've never looked at her that way. I've always felt that she was very, very decent human being that was out for the best. But Kat says that's not the case. And Kat is not the only one For this interview that Kat did, it had to take a lot of courage to really come out and call everybody out, because nobody has stood in his face to say that what you are saying is a lie. Not one single person. I will say, personally, if I had been Oprah and you brought the color purple, of which you loved, you're passionate about, you've done the film 1985, it's been on Broadway and you are bringing it out, then when I say this is my film of everyone, because they know that you had hands in it as well as Steven Spielberg, but this was a black film. This was an all-black cast.
Oprah Winfrey is renowned for her in-depth interviews, where she sometimes asks her guests uncomfortable and personal questions.
And Williams claims that many celebrities are protected by their influence and authority from the consequences of their behavior. Oprah Williams' comments are being re-examined as early indicators of the corruption in Hollywood, especially in light of Diddy's recent imprisonment and the heightened scrutiny around them. Cat Williams has always taken pride in speaking the truth, even if it meant losing his career. And it seems that his warnings were valid in this particular case.
Interviewing style.
Who is basically a doppelganger of Oprah. She looks so much like her, it's unreal. She is constantly getting asked about if she's Oprah, and you can imagine that it's probably in this moment extremely exciting for her to finally get on the show and to get to meet her. Only thing that Oprah can say is, you need to curl your hair. And she just keeps telling this woman that you need to curl your hair. And I'm sitting there thinking, why is she being so rude?
Girl, you gotta curl your hair.
Is that the joke?
That you need
okay, yeah.
curly hair.
Yeah. That's your joke, Oprah.
Yes.
I was so not getting it.
How old are you?
52.
52.
Aw.
Okay, you got to curl your hair.
Next time.
You got to curl your hair because the curly is the way to go these days.
This woman is in your audience. She's probably so excited to be not only seeing your show, but also to be meeting you for the first time and showing you, hey, I look like you. Just keeps making comments about how she needs to change her hair. But then it gets worse. As the clip progresses, she asks her where she lives and what she does for work, and that's when she says that she's a flight attendant. And while she's doing her job, she gets asked all the time if she's Oprah. The woman sitting next to her starts laughing, which she was laughing and mocking this poor woman the entire time. She starts laughing and makes a comment about how as if Oprah would be standing on an airplane with a tray. And you can see Oprah kind of make a comment about this.
Where do you live?
I live in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, really? Okay. That is so hysterical.
Oprah Winfrey is renowned for her in-depth interviews where she sometimes asks her guests uncomfortable and personal questions. Some have criticized her for going too far, while others praise her ability to relate to people on a personal level and dive deeply into emotional issues. As some begin to question if Oprah's behaviors on her show are indicative of a more manipulative personality, these earlier worries have resurfaced in the wake of the recent crisis. According to some of her critics, Oprah pushes her guests too far in her intrusive and disagreeable interviewing style.
I would watch Oprah be so compassionate to her guests and always talk about really important topics. That is, I think, what drove me to say, if I ever got into broadcasting, I would want to do it to help people. It would not be because I wanted to see my face on TV, which there are some people who get into this business and it's, they want to be on television. And I always said, if I do this, I want to do it in a way that impacts people and in a way that helps.
Given her strong associations with divisive figures like Diddy and Harvey Weinstein, some have questioned if Oprah's success and influence are the result of relationships that the public was previously unaware of. Her reputation may not be as spotless as it had seemed given the heightened scrutiny around her role in these controversies.
How are these people able to keep going on with the career?
What do you mean?
Doing these heinous crimes.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm just saying.
You ain't never had a boy that did a whole bunch of dirt and you let him make it? You telling me that never happened? You never had somebody in your life who was dirty, who did dirt, and you let him make it?
I see what you're saying, but
think about that on a corporate level.
Right.
R. Kelly was the first corporately sponsored pedophile in the United States. Everybody knew. That's why I couldn't really watch that documentary, because half of the people that was in there, I can't believe he did it. You used to go get the bitch too. I watched you, dog.
Oprah Winfrey, a longtime cultural icon, is well known for cultivating an image of wisdom, kindness, and sincerity. Her rise from humble origins to media mogul status inspired millions of viewers who saw in her a symbol of tenacity and self-made success throughout the course of her career. Oprah's remarkable ability to relate to her guests and listeners made her daytime talk program a staple of American television. She enthralled her audience by establishing a forum for challenging discussions on topics ranging from personal traumas to spiritual development. Oprah's real ability to engage with people from all backgrounds allowed her to establish an emotional connection with her audience, which led to widespread adulation and devotion.
Let's
talk about the three most important things that you talk about in the book. It's relationships, it's legacy, and
purpose. Purpose has been so misunderstood and abused. It's become this idea of trying to find out what is my purpose, like what's special about me.
Yes.
And people become obsessed with that. It's like, I don't know my purpose, I can't move forward. And I think we need to take on a different definition. In many indigenous communities, the definition of purpose is about the role you play in your community. That's what purpose is. I define it as the gift you offer to meet a need in a community you're a part of. And when I do that, I'm living on purpose, and I can live on purpose all day, every day. If I see a need, what gift do I have to offer and meet it in communities that I'm with? That's it.
That's it.
That's it. I can do it 100 times.
Big thing that's out here.
I can do it 100 times a day.
That's right.
That's it. And then suddenly I'm free. I don't need to find anything.
One person who I really was starstruck, even to this day, bro, was Oprah, bro. I have an assistant engineer credit with her from this movie.
Hey, yo, Monzo, we got a hit, boy. That's crazy.
Look, she came in, she gave me a hug, bro, and I like felt some weird. I was like, what the fuck? I was like shaking kind of, and I've never felt like that ever.
Oprah,
like that.
God,
crazy.
Just like this lady literally.
Over the course of its 25-year run, Oprah Winfrey's talk show became a worldwide sensation, routinely drawing millions of viewers due to her compelling personality and the program's ability to stay current by addressing important social issues. Oprah's influence extended far beyond television in the areas of entertainment, personal development, and health. Her suggestions might catapult a book to the top of the bestseller list, and her opinions on social issues often spark national debate.
National debate.
Alright. And you gotta give me the first word that comes to mind. Okay, cool. You ready? I'm ready. Faith.
God.
Love.
You got that.
Masseray.
Oprah. I keep seeing it like it's growing and growing, and I see the set.
We was just talking about this in here the other day. Oh my God, I'm gonna keep going. Light. About the two. No, I love that. And it's funny because I had to crack up on Oprah. We were just in here last week and we were talking about it. I was like, I tapped into my inner Oprah with my cut, you know, when she got fired.
Yeah, I feel like that was
Chicago, and she was like, okay, I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm ready. So that definitely made me glad.
You ready?
Oh, we're grinding. We're here for.
However, the current allegations that Oprah may have been involved in Diddy's continuing issue have shocked a lot of her admirers. The idea that Oprah was aware of or perhaps involved in some of the dubious activities related to Diddy's parties and illegal operations has left them feeling deceived and startled. In contrast to the integrity and empathy that Oprah has always advocated, these charges suggest a possible deeper involvement with Hollywood's darker side.
Possible deeper involvement with Hollywood's darker side.
Mom used to work for Oprah Winfrey, yeah. She was her flight attendant on her private airplane.
Okay, that's pretty sick.
There's way better people to flex on than Oprah Winfrey.
No, I don't think that there is, actually. I think Oprah's a pretty
Oprah
big
Winfrey
flex.
sucks.
Oprah's dope as
I hate Oprah.
Why do you hate Oprah?
I have a personal reason to hate Oprah. She took my mom away from me, so
Just like because she had work?
Yeah, my mom would be like 2 weeks in Africa. Hey, I'm gonna go to Nelson Mandela's house. I'm gonna go to for
dope. What are you hating for?
My parents were gone a lot during my childhood. That's traumatic.
Going and balling with Oprah.
I don't know. It's kind of traumatic if you think about it. I mean, my dad's a pilot as well, not for Oprah, but he was a Delta pilot. So my dad flew a 747. So they were gone a lot. I had nannies growing up.
I can understand how that would be hard.
It's just, you know, I have a personal reason to not like Oprah. I don't really watch her in the media, so I don't care about that shit.
I just know she's like wicked nice. That's it. I mean, hopefully nothing Ellen comes out about Oprah. So.
You see my head shaking.
She's not nice.
No, not really.
Interesting.
In addition to offering entertainment, Oprah's image as a media personality was built on promoting personal growth and well-being. Her brand had been carefully built over decades. Fans feel betrayed because they think Oprah's meticulously cultivated public persona may have hidden more problematic truths, which exacerbates the situation. The trust she gained over the years was reflected in the Oprah effect, which included her significant impact on people's decisions about anything from books to lifestyle items. Famous podcaster Joe Rogan has been vocal in his criticism of Oprah, pointing out how her massive platform has been used in ways that may not always be beneficial to the general population. Rogan's history of spreading misleading information about medicine is one of her primary reasons of dispute.
I think of lives.
We should talk about this while we're being brought up, because there's a common misconception about MDMA that has been proven to be false, and it was like that it makes holes in your brain.
Well, yes, yeah. Oprah is a big person responsible for that, actually. There was, it started on MTV and went to Oprah. This is around 2001. So what had happened was that there was a young woman who her mother worked at a drug abuse treatment center, and she had problems with cocaine, she had problems with marijuana, she had problems with ecstasy, other things. And so they arranged, and this was for this MTV show, that this woman would go and do a brain scan, a SPEC scan, which is blood flow in the brain, and then they would reveal the results to her live on TV. And this was at this drug abuse treatment center that her mother worked at, and they revealed the results, and the results showed these holes in the brain. And it was a graphically manipulated image. So SPEC scans show blood flow through the brain, and there's certain areas that light up when you have more blood flow than others. And so they took an arbitrary cutoff. Any place that had lower than a certain amount of blood flow, they showed as a hole. And it was just complete propaganda. It was to scare this young woman to supposedly do it. She'd done all these other drugs and ecstasy anyway. So a short time after that, Oprah decides that she's going to do a show, and she contacts me and us because we are now, advocates, and she knew about what we're doing, and we're trying to start MDMA research. She says her team says that they want to do 2 shows on ecstasy. It's such a big thing. They want to do one on the risks and one on the benefits. I'm like, great, sounds great. And they said, well, we're going to do the one on the risks first. And they brought this woman who had all these holes in the brain, supposedly, to be on the show. If you had all the holes in the brain that they showed, you wouldn't be walking and talking. It was just big holes in the brain.
Oprah sometimes gave controversial people a forum to promote unproven or pseudoscientific notions about health and well-being. Rogan's comments align with a broader concern that Oprah's immense influence has not always been used sensibly as the investigation into Diddy's behavior continues. According to reports, federal authorities have hinted that more well-known individuals would soon be implicated. Diddy's arrest is just the beginning of the material that authorities are currently obtaining that might point to a far larger network of illegal activities throughout Hollywood. The involvement of celebrities like Oprah in this investigation is shocking to many because it suggests that the money and power of Hollywood's elite may have shielded them from accountability for years. The most recent charges are more directly tied to Diddy's long-standing physical misbehavior problems, even if there had been earlier allegations of misconduct at the Academy. Know him?
At the Academy.
Know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous, and everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job. He's the Judas.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his drug addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy.
Due to the investigation into Diddy's activities, which includes his potential involvement in abuse and trafficking, federal authorities are investigating any connections he may have with other well-known individuals. Reports state that when the investigation uncovers more disturbing details regarding the allegedly exploitative culture in Hollywood, the names of more well-known celebrities will soon be made public.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
Prosecutors claim the rapper ran a criminal enterprise through his business empire, where he and his associates engaged in sex trafficking and forced labor. He's also accused of verbally and physically assaulting victims and using assistants and household staff to hide his crimes.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines.
Combs was arrested on Monday, months after federal agents raided his homes. He also faces several civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault over the past few decades.
Had they not been filed, there wouldn't have been the media attention, and there wouldn't have been the substance for the feds to take a look under the hood and say, gee, there's something seriously wrong with this guy.
The rapper's attorney says his client is not perfect, but he's not a criminal.
His spirits are good. He's confident. He is dealing with this head on, the way he's dealt with every challenge in his life.
Prosecutors are not ruling out more charges and say the investigation is not done. Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
The FBI's probe is still ongoing, but the effect on Hollywood will be significant.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock.
The stakes are greater for Oprah since Diddy has been at the center of this scandal and her name is now being brought up in conjunction with these ongoing legal proceedings. Oprah's status as an even more prominent person has brought attention to the problem. If the claims are true, numerous other celebrities who are purportedly connected to Diddy's network may potentially be severely impacted by the consequences in addition to Oprah.
Celebrities to potentially serving up children to Diddy for his parties. Kim's involvement goes deeper than anybody could imagine. I mean, her businesses, once seen as her claim to fame, now appear to be mere fronts for darker dealings behind closed doors. This unraveling began when an eagle-eyed TikToker noticed Kim's sudden social media purge of Diddy on all her platforms 24 hours before the feds raided all 3 of his homes. Now, is this a coincidence? Unlikely, because Kim's instincts kicked in, sensing trouble on the horizon and swiftly cutting ties to detach herself from Diddy. I mean, everything Kim does is calculated, so I don't put it past her that this is just, she so happens to just unfollow Diddy before all this went down. I mean, she was actually following Diddy after Cassie settled her lawsuit, so 24 hours before the raid, she unfollowed the music mogul. So the plot thickens with revelations from a TikTok user named BB, alleging Kim and Diddy's involvement in a Britney Spears conservatorship-like saga, with attempts to replicate it in Kim's own life. Controversial church allegedly used to funnel hush money from Diddy as another layer to this intricate web of deception. So Lou Taylor's ties to the church and her history of exploiting celebrities through conservatorships paint a grim picture of greed and manipulation.
Comedian Monique, who has a long-standing feud with Oprah, said in our sent headline that Oprah had betrayed her. Monique has accused Oprah of treachery, suggesting that she knows considerably more about the inner workings of influential individuals than she acknowledges. Her claims that the Oprah that the public sees is quite different from the one that works behind the scenes add to the intrigue of this developing issue.
Be severely impacted by the consequences, in addition to Oprah.
And it's appealing again to try and get himself bail. We don't know whether that's going to be successful or not, but people are labeling it highly unlikely. I've said before, Diddy's in a world of trouble. Believe it or not, on a day like today, he ain't even a story. When you got 120 people that are going to levy allegations against him, his situation looks too daunting to even comprehend anything positive about it. But it's also so bad that you know there's more bodies that's gonna fall. See, right now, what we have to start thinking about, I hate to do this. I swear to you. And that's why I ain't gonna mention no names, ain't gonna show no faces, no pictures. I ain't doing all of this. Let me say this. Everybody that's been around him. I'm not talking about taking a picture with him like I did at a Golden State Warriors game. I'm not talking about showing up to some party and then you find out it was a Diddy party. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who were part of his crew, who were around him a lot, who were complicit somehow, in some way. To me, and I'm just guessing, I'll find out whether it's factual or not with my next guest. But I'm telling you, don't sit up there and have a press conference like my guest in a couple of minutes did and announced that you got 120 clients with 120 separate allegations. And all you looking for is the dude that's already behind bars. I mean, we're talking about men, women, and children. We're talking about public figure, private figures. We're talking about celebrities and private business people. We're talking about conglomerates. Hell, for all we know, he's gonna hold hotels accountable where some of these freak-offs happened.
Both Oprah and Diddy's reputations are now in danger due to the extraordinary public scrutiny they are receiving. Oprah was watching this.
Someone as big as Diddy. Now, I have to say, associates around him, and those are Grammy Award-winning artists. I have, dealt with in a sense of that I was around. I did not have relations with them or wanted to be, as I told you, a star or, a singer or a rapper or anything like that. And even those, I have been assaulted. I have been locked into rooms. I have been on ongoing point. It was all kind of craziness happening, and it was just normal.
Both Oprah and Diddy's reputations are now in danger due to the extraordinary public scrutiny they are receiving.
Oprah was watching this. What would you tell her?
I would say, Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do. And stop hiding behind what you call was negative comments, what you call, oh, I don't even deal with things like that. Because what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are.
Let them know what you said, which is the reason why there's a problem, because she did actually confront.
Alfred Woodard had a Oscar party for the previous black woman that won Oscars and for the black woman that was nominated, and it was Lupita's turn that year. And she had him all the other years, and I had declined. Just my schedule wouldn't let me do it, or, for whatever reason. I was like, no, thank you. But this year I said, okay. And Oprah Winfrey was going to be there. Now, keep in mind, I was trying to reach out to have this private conversation. No return calls, whatever number she did give, no longer work, just, however it went. I could not get to Oprah Winfrey. So I see her this night. And Alfred Wood says to me, we want you to understand, Monique, when we go into the red room, you can say whatever's on your heart. Almost like there was a universal energy where this sister knew something needed to be said. I can't say it factually, but she said it to me a few times. Whatever you need to say, this is the place to say it. Whatever you need to say, this is the place to say it.
Decades-old charges of misconduct have long damaged Diddy's reputation. Oprah has long been regarded as an honest person, but these new accusations might drastically change her image. What does this controversy tell us about the culture of power and riches in Hollywood?
Are his celebrity peers saying, oh my God, this is detestable. We do not stand for this. The way that women came forward after Harvey.
Yeah.
Where are they? Everybody's quiet. Why?
Where's Ashton Kutcher? Where's, honestly, Usher? Where's Justin Bieber? Justin Bieber, I have no knowledge. They're not alleging his name in any of this, but Justin Bieber was very young when he came into Diddy's circle. And that tape you referenced of the two of them about to spend 48 hours together or having just was disturbing. And there's no question he had a lot of exposure to this guy. And I think he should say something. But now if he's a victim, he's in a very difficult spot because he's been a...
That brings an end to today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.
Decades-old charges of misconduct have long damaged Diddy's reputation. Oprah has long been regarded as an honest person, but these new accusations might drastically change her image. What does this controversy tell us about the culture of power and riches in Hollywood?